Hey guys, Tony here. Good morning. I did want to talk a little bit about Tesla and what happened um, yesterday with the whole market. Essentially, you had Tesla dive from, yesterday's. Well, actually, let me get into the daily. You actually had Tesla drop from 1173 down to lows about a thousand. So you had a 10% drop um, on Tesla, and I do think that there is a chance that it's coming back and closing that gap. Because keep in mind, it did open up a gap at between 911 and 944. Things are looking bullish all over again, though. You do have an hour close on the bullish reverse MACD, and on the 4 hour, you are starting to see weakened signs of that bear closes, right? You can still drop a little bit further on the stochastic though, so would not be surprised if you're coming back to fill that gap at 930ish before bouncing all the way to the top. If keep in mind, it can still run back up to like 1200 plus, because it does have a small gap to fill between 1197 and 1216. The good thing is that the breakout strategy actually played out perfectly, right? Entry would have been at 904. You would have cashed out first and second TP. So if you were waiting, so more than likely you would have been out of your full position 100%, unless you were waiting for that third TP to get hit. I still think Tesla's gonna keep running up. These minor drops like this small 10% drop from 11 to $1,000 is really not that big at all. And I actually, if it was gonna drop, I expected a much bigger drop than this. But there's a lot of buying pressure on Tesla. There always has been. I mean, I really doubt that you're gonna see a tank all the way back to like $700-800 at most. I think that you probably see it fill this gap at like $930 or so. But I think from there it just kind of stays rallying though. But keep in mind, if it ends up closing this gap at 930, I think there's gonna be a bunch of bullish momentum after that. So let me get rid of this chart actually, because all of that already played out. So the breakout strategy worked basically perfectly, but now we are focusing on the current gaps that it opened yesterday and a couple of days ago. So first gap is right here. Oh, there's actually a gap down here too. So you have a small gap here, right? Like right there. A very tiny gap. You have a much bigger gap from 908 up to like 944. And then you have a very small gap from, 1210 to like 1197. So you have three minor gaps right here. I think the biggest one is around 930. So I can definitely see it close. I can definitely see fall down a little bit further, close this gap, and then before retracing, right? I don't think it's gonna fill this gap at 846. I think it'd be too low unless it wants to come back and trigger and retest that 50 MA on the daily. But it does look like everything is looking pretty solid for Tesla. So it'd be super random for it to actually keep dropping all the way down to what is it called, to like $800, since I don't think there's any really that's not a major gap, right? But I think even right now there's not a lot of support and resistance going on for Tesla at the moment. I think really, I mean, you only have two big supports and resistance right now. So you have that 1146 roughly, like 1150, 1146, and then you have major support at 844. So you would have the break support at 844 to fill this gap right here, which I don't think it will do. And I think, if it ends up breaking that support, you have much bigger problems on Tesla's side, right? So right here, I think the next major support would be around $800. And then after that, you could probably see like, I don't know, another major support would probably be here at like 760-ish, I think. 760, yeah, somewhere around like 760 would probably be like the next major support. I'll leave just this open because I don't want to have the chart be, what is it called, convoluted with too many things. But I think there's a strong chance that you can keep dipping down to fill this gap right here at like 930-ish before rebounding. But keep in mind, like everything is starting to switch. There are a lot of signs that Tesla is starting to change the momentum. So we'll see what happens. But I think right now, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Tesla come down and fill this gap at like 930-ish before running again to the upside. But again, it can always rebound from here because Tesla already has a lot of buying pressure. So it can go either way. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.